Hello guys, welcome to my channel. If you have watched my previous shots, you will be knowing me. I am KB in town and I have began this YouTube channel to introduce to you about superheroes, about my own superheroes, about other superheroes, movies and shows. We're gonna have books, we're gonna have a lot to talk about. So if you're interested in these topics, you can check out video. This is my first video, so if there are any problems or any mistakes, just let me know in the comments because it's my first time, so please forgive me. So I would today like to introduce to you my first ever original superhero character, Powercore. Superhero Powercore is actually a 16-year-old Indian girl with a funny, talkative personality. She lives in India, like she was born in India, but she has to move to USA because of her parents' promotion. And she is like, this is the image of Powercore I tried to get with the help of AI, but it didn't turn out quite like I wanted to, but it's okay. Yeah, so this is how I wanted her costume to me. As for her, superhero weapon, which I thought is essential because of all superheroes have it, right? So she has a heart, metal heart, which is looks like a charm because of a dual identity. She needs to have a weapon which she could hide. So it looks like a charm, but it is actually like a shooter for a gun, and she can shoot it because she has electrical powers inside her, and we'll get to know how she has those powers. But she's like this like she's a little underconfident and insecure, but she usually hides it through her funny and talkative personality, so people usually don't believe it when she says like she's not feeling confident or something. And she has two best friends who become superheroes later, and I'll be introducing them in later videos. This is the first video, so we'll just introduce to my first ever superhero, Powercore. So now let's talk about Powercore's origin. Powercore was born in India and she grew up there for 15 years of her life. But when she turned 16, she had to move to USA for her parents' promotion and transfer. And these are her best friends. This is India, and this is her other family. She also has an older sister, her mom and dad, and an older sister who is the typical older sister, better grades, better everything, and feeling a little, Power Core feels a little overshadowed, but still her parents do try to make them feel equal, but the feeling is always there. Now, we'd like to know how she got those powers, right? It wasn't anything. She started off as when she was a child. There was an accident in the hospital, which caused all the children to die except for Powercore. Powercore, when she was a baby, she was alive. She was the only one. Yeah, so as I was saying, so in that particular hospital, there was a power outage, and she was the only one who survived. As a kid, she also had powers, but they were like pretty dormant. Like she did not feel electricity even when she touched the circuit because her parents used to work and were mostly away, so she would, not have anyone to look after her. But as she grew up and began going to school, she mostly forgot about those things. But it was a big thing that she was the only one surviving the fatal accident. Now, but this was not all. There was a electrical enhancement, is what I call it. Is that Dr. Kelly, who's the head of the USA Lab of the Future? It's a particular lab which I just made up, and she's a genius and can make gadgets like out of the world, but she fears people will like take advantage of them and use them for war. But she needs to create a superhuman as her former boss, Dr. Voss, is busy creating mutants to enhance human evolution. Uh, and those mutants are deadly, and she's trying to warn Voss, but he's not listening. And so she decides to keep someone who can take charge if the mutants go loose or anything bad happens. So she's when she finds out about this particular baby in India who has survived the electrical you know power outage. Then she is shocked, and she finds this out after like 15 years of the incident, because it was broadcast as she was like on a flight to India because of a particular project. She sees the hospital where they, when she's like landed and like in India, she sees the hospital where Powercore was born. She sees that they are she's standing there, and everyone is greeting her because it's been 15 years since it's her birthday, and she's come back to her birth hospital, and it's been 15 years, and everyone is very congratulating her. And Kelly does not really understand why people are celebrating her so much, unless one of the employees tell her about the fact that 15 years ago how she survived the electrical outage, and she realizes that she is the perfect person to turn into a meta human or a superhuman, because she might already have some electrical powers inside herself. So she gets in contact with the company her parents worked in, and managed to get them a job transfer and a promotion in the USA, so she can give her a serum like there when she comes to USA. Kelly meets up with Powercore, tells her that her like about how she has greater purpose in her life, and gives her a serum which is infused with electric particles which will enhance her power, and that's how she can fight Voss and crime in general. Now, Powercore initially finds it very, very difficult to control her powers. It's like she loses control of them half the time, and she doesn't know what to do with them. She's confused. So Kelly gives her a weapon to control it. When she's holding the weapon and then the weapon is like connected to her, the weapon, and she's like angry, and instead of the electrical outburst just happening, it happens to the gun. Like the gun gets powered by her electrical power inside her. The gun also gets powered by it, and the gun can shoot electrical shots like through the tip of the gun. She can easily shoot it, and she can now fight it is like easier for her to control it, but she still finds it difficult because when she's very angry and the gun overloads, and she ends up blasting like so many things around her house. But she still has to learn to control it, because Kelly keeps telling her about her greater purpose, but she doesn't tell her the entire story. She doesn't tell her why she has this purpose, and Powercore ends up feeling used and difficulty understanding what's going on. That is her weapon. That is the weapon that is given to her, and that is how she shoots the electric shot. Now let's introduce the villain that ruins everything. One of Voss's mutants, as Kelly had expected, goes horribly wrong, and instead of listening to him or helping him, because he thinks he has reached like the mastermind when he created this guy, because he's created a tiger who can stand up and work like a human. But the tiger soon realizes how he's being used, breaks free from Voss's connection, and begins to have a brain mind of his own and work on his own. And this is when things go horribly wrong. Sarah Kai is the name that Voss gave to him. It is super strong with the and has the brains and intelligence of a human being, like to maxed out level, and the strength of a tiger, and it's very, very strong. And Powercore has to face this particular villain, because obviously it's mindless. It's running around the country, and it's like destroying whatever comes in its path, and Powercore must stop it. But she's extremely scared to approach it, as it is terrifying, and she doesn't feel she's strong enough to do it, but she has no choice. And that's when they have the final battle between Powercore and Sarakai, who is her first villain, first ever villain she ever, like, real villain she ever has to face. And this is when she has to control her power and do everything because because her loved ones and the country is at stake. So this is how we go through the entire journey of Powercore from her origin to the villain she later comes to face. Thank you for watching. I hope you really enjoyed it. It's my first video, so if there are any mistakes, just let me know. And if you like this type of content, make sure to check out my channel. Thank you very much.